The cry echoed through the trees like a roar of pain. It wasn't the wild call of an enraged animal, but the deep lament of a mother in agony. The forest ranger stopped in his tracks. He had walked that trail hundreds of times, but had never heard something so human in the middle of the jungle. He moved forward cautiously, his steps sinking into the damp earth. The sun barely peeked through the mist, painting the high leaves with a golden glow. Every sound in the forest seemed to carry a warning, but the lament came again, closer this time, weaker, accompanied by trembling breaths. Behind a cluster of ferns, he saw her, a large female gorilla lying on the ground, breathing painfully. Her belly was contracting, and one hand stretched out into the empty air, as if asking for help. Her eyes, huge and full of fear, locked onto his, and he understood he wasn't facing a threat, but a plea. The ranger looked around, searching for the dominant male, the troop, any sign of danger. But the forest was empty. Only her. Trembling, moaning, her body soaked in sweat with leaves sticking to her skin. A moment of silence wrapped everything. The air, the light, the birds. This was the instant when a wild being entrusted its life to him. Without thinking further, the man knelt before her and slowly extended his hands, showing he held no weapon, that he came in peace. The gorilla did not pull back. She only let out a faint moan, and between her legs life was struggling to emerge. The ranger felt his heart pounding. There was no protocol for this. In all his years patrolling the reserve, he had seen animals be born, fight, and die, but never anything like this. The gorilla panted, her body arching with spasms that made the earth tremble under her weight. The man approached a little closer, careful not to make any sudden movement. He removed his hat and placed it to the side, as if that simple gesture could show respect. His voice came out trembling, almost a whisper. "It's okay. I'm here. Easy. Easy." The gorilla turned her head slightly. Her gaze was an ocean of pain and trust. She did not understand his words, but she understood his intention. Her breathing was short, fast, broken. Her muscles tensed, her belly contracted with a force the ranger had seen only in human childbirth. He opened his backpack. Inside he had only some water, a blanket, and a small survival knife. He didn't need more. He took a clean cloth, moistened it, and slowly wiped the dirt from the gorilla's fur. She did not push him away. She just breathed a little deeper, as if that gentle touch gave her strength. A soft sound made him look up. Between the gorilla's legs, something moved, a small shape covered in liquid and mud. The ranger held his breath. The gorilla pushed one last time with a cry that faded into the trees, and suddenly everything fell silent. The tiny body landed on the grass. It did not move. The mother tried to lift herself, but she had no strength. Her arm trembled. Her breathing faltered. The man acted on instinct. With shaking hands, he gently lifted the newborn gorilla, still warm and covered in fluids. He cleaned it with the cloth and held it upside down, giving soft pats to its back. "Nothing. Come on, little one," he whispered. The mother watched, eyes wide, motionless, releasing a soft, guttural sound, a mix of fear and begging. The ranger tried again, firmer this time. The small body trembled, a slight shiver ran through its chest, and then a faint cry broke the air. The mother lifted her head. Her breathing quickened. Tears filled her eyes. The ranger smiled in disbelief. That sound, so fragile, so human, was the miracle neither of them had dared to hope for. He placed the newborn in the mother's arms. She received him with infinite tenderness, pressing him to her chest and covering him with her enormous hands, as if the whole world could disappear and leave only this moment. The ranger watched on his knees. The morning light broke through the leaves, bathing the scene in gold, and in that moment he understood something he would never forget. He had not saved a life. The forest had allowed him to witness one. He slowly backed away, careful not to disturb the mother and her newborn. The forest returned to its quiet rhythm. Insects chirped again. Birds resumed their songs, as if nature itself was acknowledging the rebirth that had taken place. He waited nearby in silence, watching over them. Time passed. Then, a deep roar vibrated through the trees. The dominant male. The giant appeared, powerful and scarred. The ranger froze, lowering himself into the vegetation. The mother held her infant close. The male approached, chest booming, then paused. He touched the infant softly, let out a low, mournful sound, strength bowing before new life. But a branch cracked beneath the ranger's boot. The male turned toward him. Silence burned the air. The ranger raised his hands, palms open. No fear, no threat, only presence. The mother emitted a soft sound. The baby whimpered. The male's rage dissolved into calm. The ranger stepped back, slowly, leaving the family together in the golden light of dawn. The male watched him go but did not chase him. He was not an enemy. He had been a witness. When the ranger finally returned to the station, he could not explain with words what had happened. He simply wrote in his field journal, "Today, the forest spoke to me." That night by the fire, he understood. Greatness is not in saving life, but in recognizing when life allows you to be part of its story. He looked at his hands, still remembering the warmth of the newborn, and he smiled, because for a brief moment the man in the wild had spoken the same language.